So we got a kata analysis request from Lawrence, who we did a seminar with up in Canada a few weeks ago. So we're gonna look over Nijushiho and give our, I guess, some more grappling based applications, since there are a lot of other interpretations already out there. Alright, so the first move is this motion here, a slide back with the body while lowering the one hand down towards the hip, and then the other hand shoots on top. So the most obvious thing for me is some type of punch behind the head as you pull them back. Because again, you always want to pull, so you're going to pull someone's head off, you're also, once you slide back, that way they're having to catch themselves, right? So from here, the hand that goes on top, you can just imagine it as a strike, obviously, or think of it as an underhook, right? So I'm shooting for this far side armpit so that I can take them down pretty easily.
Yeah, it could be just as easily an arm drag from any side, really. Like, it's just whatever you're going to end up doing to it, right? So same thing as you're coming here, arm dragging like that to here, that way. If you ended up going from the other side, maybe the same thing, right? Here. Kind of a deal, right? So yeah, anything like that where you're doing this, it's whether it's their head, if they come in, they're rushing, right, under, or if it's their arms, if you catch them, like maybe they're gripping or towards you, and you come like that and shoot under.
Right.
It's just applying it, right? So whatever you catch is what you catch. Remember that. Like, whatever you catch is what you catch.
Yeah. Like, even if you throw a kick or something, you'd think you give it as a takedown.
Oh yeah,
sliding down. So next moves after that is elbow, or we're here with the turn. So anytime you have a turn, most likely you're attached to something and you're rotating. So if my elbow's here, it's not like I'm trying to maybe I'm trying to elbow him in the throat or something, but maybe I'm grabbing here and my elbow looks like this now, right? Or I'm grabbing here and my elbow looks like this. Always think your hands are open or they're closed or maybe grabbed.
You know, if we go from like the head down, where you have that, and you're here, then elbow would be turning in and pivoting that way. Yeah.
For the takedown.
Yeah. And you're even raising my arm up, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, super works really well.
And then, yeah, totally. I mean, you can even think of it as like my elbow's pointed this way.
Yeah, you can work the same way, right? Just pivoting up.
Moving on. So after the elbow, you turn this thing. Again, it's like you're pulling someone in and then you're trying to reach past them. So anytime we have things like that, it's kind of like you're shooting past the guy, right? Or shooting past him, or shooting past him. I'm still here. And then the next movement is actually crossing behind, so maybe you actually grab him.
Yeah. It makes sense, like, sometimes things are like, your fists are closed, right? Because then your hands will get cut up on stuff. Also, one thing to remember is, like, when you're applying these katas, even though you may be going for the grappling technique and stuff like that, sometimes things hit and smash in the way, right?
Right.
So if we've got arms here and I'm breaking like this to kind of like pull him into me and go like this, well then if I'm shoving my fist into him, stuff's gonna hit onto him, glance off him, drive back, and then I can do this number, right? And then after that, it was essentially doing like
it's like a load onto the thigh.
A load onto the thigh. So that makes sense that you're doing like a toss, right? So you're doing this and then twisting and throwing them over on the other side.
So the next part is rising elbow, reaching, and then the leg extends out. Looks like a side kick. But again, if you have some type of grappling interpretation of that, I can be loading him up and taking that out, right? Even this load here, and then taking that out as well.
Yeah. And like, you'll see sometimes like that'll be actually how stuff works out accidentally. Like, you'll see it in fights. It happens. Like, somebody throws like a spinning hook kick, or they throw a back kick and it lands and they totally miss. And it lands like right here on their hip, and then it just knocks the guy over, right? So you have to keep that in mind, like, when you're applying this kind of stuff. Like, there's no hard fast rule on how you're going to apply it. You know, if you think about when you're using your katas, like, well, apply it in this range, and now apply it in this range, then the application of each movement starts to change wherever you're doing it, right? So.
Right. And then if you don't put that movement in blocks, then you get to see as many interpretations of it as possible, right? So maybe that is a side kick from out here, but how am I gonna kick him from here? Maybe it's something else. So just things to keep in mind.
After you've done the same thing on the other side, the elbow punch kick, you have this action right here. So all this kind of stuff kind of looks, you're just too ready. Things like this to kind of push in, right? Now, you can think of this as kind of like another toss. You see these kind of tosses like in Aikido. This is what it looks really reminiscent to me. So you're coming here, you're pushing in, and then you're grabbing and coming down. That way. That's what that really looks like to me. So
I was about to flip.
It's too much. And it makes sense that your opponent's going to end on the ground because the next movements are striking to the ground. So yeah, if you want to make that like really like maybe more plausible, the idea is that you're doing this number and then this hand is having to rise up and you're twisting around. So it doesn't necessarily mean you're loading the opponent onto you, but it could even be just pushing here and sweeping down and pushing down onto the opponent, right? You're essentially just creating like a big circular movement around them.
Something that will catch everything.
Yeah, right? So like he's coming in and he's like just going all crazy and you're doing, right? And he ends up there and then you're attacking his face like right after that, right? You're basically like swimming around your opponent.
And the other thing was that fireman's carry.
Yeah.
Anytime I see this in a kata, it's like I just think about that fireman's carry. Because you're always one up, one down. You're loading onto something, and then movement right after that is a rotation, right? So if I load here and I'm rotating with him on my shoulders, I'm gonna be able to drop him and strike right afterwards. So after the strike to the ground, you open up and then you elbow, and then you turn either this way or this way, and you step through and strike. So anytime you're stepping through with your entire body, it reminds me of like a door opening and closing, and it's your body mass being able to take over the person, right? So let's say I opened here or I got underneath. If I step through, then I can take him down, right? Same thing there. Or he throws a kick. If I step through, I get to take him down that way.